As a long-time AMD APU fanatic, I got very excited to finally get some performance numbers for AMD's new Ryzen 6000 APUs featuring RDNA 2 GPUs. And the slide shown by AMD at CES showed shockingly good improvements over Ryzen 5000. Too good for my taste, as an over 100% performance improvement is nearly impossible without any kind of caching, like an infinity cache, let's say. So immediately I've wondered if AMD pulled an Intel on us. And if we look at the footnotes, exactly that happened. AMD chose to compare the absolute best Ryzen 6000 config with the absolute worst possible Ryzen 5000 config to get that for marketing seemingly important factor 2 improvement in performance. For one thing, they have chosen DDR4 3200 instead of the also very common LPDDR4 4266. And as you know, RAM bandwidth affects the iGPU performance greatly. Even worse though is the fact that AMD chose to run the 5800U at 15 watts instead of 28 watts, or the more common 22 to 25 watts. At 28 watts, the SoC can clock the GPU at max speed nearly all the time, even with a decent CPU load. At 15 watts, that's impossible. To show the effect of those kinda deceiving configuration choices, I will show you some tests. First, the more forgivable deception, RAM speed. Here we have Shadow of the Tomb Raider with a 3200 and 4266 config on Vega 8 at 2 GHz. The bandwidth limit for the GPU is around DDR4 3600, so there would have been a light overkill, but still the difference is 10%. So around 10% lost for choosing the worst possible RAM. Now we come to the TDP. For Cyberpunk, AMD claimed an over 100% improvement over Ryzen 5800U. Well, this would be clearly not true if AMD had done an apples to apples comparison and let the Ryzen 7 5800U also run at 28 watts. Here we can see that the last gen chip is losing up to 25% at 15 watts compared to 25 watts, and it would be even worse at 28 watts. Add another 10% for the slow RAM and we are at around 30 to 40% performance loss compared to an apples to apples configuration. Another title AMD is claiming 100% gain was CSGO. Here, leaving the RAM speed out of the picture, we get a 25% performance loss for 15 watts compared to 25 watts. Again, it would be worse compared to a 28 watts config. So the 2x factor 2x or 100% gain compared to last gen Vega is in reality a 1.5x, respectively 50% gain, which is still insanely impressive. So I don't know why AMD's marketing needed to pull this off. AMD did not have to do that at all. So we got 50% performance gain for 50% more shaders, basically, and that's great. But for those who expected more, I'm sorry guys, that's not it. If you like my work, feel free to subscribe. If you have any questions, post a comment. See you soon.